Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here. I am glad to be here. You know, in track and field, one of my favorite events is the 400-meter relay. I love that event for two reasons. One, it's four athletes competing at the same time, competing against other athletes of that time. And second, the synchronization must be perfect. It's not only about who's the fastest, but it's also about which team can synchronize their actions so for the better good of everybody else. And I love that. You know, as they come around to pass the baton, there's a zone. They actually call it the exchange zone. And it's there that the precision happens. Now, at Empowered Wealth, many times our first call has to do with passing the baton. What they call succession, whether it's succession in their family or succession in their business. But you know, I relate succession to that very event. Because that exchange zone, imagine as parents, you're fast track runners, you're athletes in terms of your wisdom and your knowledge of how you pull things together and the experiences that you've had. And you come around thinking, well, I hope our kids do great. I hope our kids are as fast as us. Let's just see. And the difference is you don't have a known date, a known spot that you're going to make the exchange. And so let's say you come running around and all of a sudden here's the exchange zone and your kids are sitting on the track eating Krispy Kreme donuts. And they haven't practiced at all. You see, successfully, to run the 400-meter exchange successfully, you've got to be running as fast. You, the receiver, has to be running as fast as the giver. That's the beauty of it. And that's why they have that zone. The perfect transition is where they're running just as fast as each other, and the baton is placed by the giver in the hand of the receiver. The receiver should not even look back. But you have a successful transfer, and away you go. Now, when I really think about it, and as I think about what happens in Empowered Wealth and the power of the Empowered Wealth mindset and how that mindset informs the transfer, not only in families but in businesses. But the Empowered Wealth mindset, really what we're creating at Empowered Wealth and what families are now creating and businesses are now creating is a perpetual exchange zone. So that you're constantly training, constantly practicing, constantly rehearsing, so that when the actual exchange happens, it's done effortless, it's done seamless, and it passes on. So what is the Empowered Wealth mindset? Well, there's four pillars to the Empowered Wealth mindset. We've talked about them before. I don't think you'll have too much trouble guessing what number one is. Number one is empowering gratitude. Not just gratitude, but gratitude that empowers yourself and others, that elevates, that appreciates. Number two is true wealth. True wealth also empowers, but it's those assets that we value the most. And it encompasses all of our assets, not just our financial assets. What are those assets that you would not trade for more money? Number three then is all about leadership, inspiring leaders, inspiring leadership. And how can we inspire? In today's world, great leadership is suffering at the expense of great management. So how can we inspire leadership into our future generations so that they're running just as fast as we are as we make that transfer? And then the fourth thing is unselfish collaboration. What's the difference between cooperation and collaboration? Cooperation is just where you agree to not be disagreeable. But when you get into collaboration, that's when you agree and you're excited about and passionate about creating together. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope that you can shift your mind to start thinking about how can you create permanent exchange zones between you and the next generation, between you and those that will follow you in your business. Permanent exchange zones and the Empowered Wealth mindset. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.